All right, let's dive in. We're about to go on a pretty cool journey, starting with what looks like just a chaotic mess of raw data. And step by step, we're going to transform it into a clear, compelling story. And our guide for this whole adventure? One of the most powerful data visualization tools out there, Tableau. Every single data set, whether it's a simple little spreadsheet or some massive corporate database, is trying to tell you something. It might be a story about your customers changing their minds, or a sales trend nobody's noticed, or maybe a hidden bottleneck in your workflow. The real challenge isn't the story, it's figuring out how to hear it. And that is exactly where Tableau comes in. Think of it as your personal data translator. It's a visual analytics platform that's designed to help you not just look at your data, but to really explore it, to poke around, find those hidden patterns, and finally, to uncover the narratives that are just waiting to be told. So what is Tableau when you get right down to it? Well, at its core, it's a tool that takes all your raw numbers and text and just breathes life into them. It turns them into charts, graphs, and maps that you can actually understand intuitively. The goal is simple, but it's incredibly powerful: to give anyone the ability to see, understand, and make decisions with their data. Okay, so let's get our hands dirty, right? The entire journey, everything we're going to do, starts with the most critical first step: connecting Tableau to your data. This is the bedrock, the foundation that every single insight is going to be built on. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter if you're aiming for a simple bar chart or some huge, complex interactive dashboard. Nothing, and I mean nothing, happens until you bring your data into the Tableau environment. This is your raw material, ready to be shaped. And this right here, this showcases one of Tableau's biggest strengths: its incredible versatility. It doesn't care if your data is sitting in a plain old Excel file, a Google Sheet, or some massive enterprise server like Amazon Redshift or Snowflake. Tableau has a connector for it. You just point it to the source, pop in your credentials, and you're good to go. Okay, so our data is in. Now for the really fun part, creating our very first visualization. This is where the magic really starts to happen. You see, Tableau was built to be fast and, frankly, just easy to use. The whole idea is super intuitive. We already did step one. We connected our data. Now you just find the data fields you're curious about, drag them onto the screen, drop them, and let Tableau do the rest. And boom, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. See those data fields on the left, like market and sales? You just drag market to columns and sales to rows, and instantly, in seconds, that messy table of numbers becomes this beautiful, clear bar chart. It's really that simple. But look, making simple charts is just scratching the surface. To really dig in and find those juicy insights, you need to ask some tougher questions. And for that, we've got to open up Tableau's Analyst Toolkit. We're talking about some seriously powerful features here. Things that let you combine different data sources with data blending, add interactivity with filters and parameters, create your own custom categories with groups and sets, and even invent new data on the fly with calculated fields. Let's just quickly peek at a couple of these. This slide shows two amazing ways to make your charts come alive. Think of filters on the right, like using binoculars to zoom in on one specific thing, like only showing sales in a certain price range. But parameters, on the left, they're way more dynamic. They actually let your audience type in their own numbers that can be used in calculations. It's like giving them the keys to the car so they can drive the analysis themselves. Okay, groups and sets. They both help you organize your data, but in different ways. A group is like putting a sticky note on a few things and giving them a name, like lumping a few countries together and calling them top markets. A set, though? A set is smart. It's dynamic. You could make a set of your top 10 customers, and as your data updates, that list will automatically change to always show you who's on top. And this is where you basically become a data wizard. Calculated fields let you create brand new data that wasn't even in your original file. So if you have sales and profit, but you really need to see profit margin, you can just create it yourself with a simple formula. This is a total game changer. It unlocks a whole new world of analysis. All right, so we've made some charts, we've done some deep analysis. Now it's time to bring it all together. We're going to combine everything into one single powerful view, the interactive dashboard. Look, a single chart is great for answering one question, but the real world, it's way more complicated than that, right? Most of the time, to really get what's going on, you need to see how different things relate to each other, all in one place. And check this out. This is a perfect example. We're not just looking at a map or a bar chart in isolation. We're seeing how they all play together. You've got a map showing power consumption, a bar chart breaking it down, a line chart showing the history. It's all right there on one screen. And that's really what a dashboard is all about. It's your command center, a single place where you can arrange a bunch of different charts to get the full picture. And the best part? They're interactive. So clicking on that map could instantly filter all the other charts, letting you explore the data in a really natural way. And this is the huge difference, right? A static chart just gives you an answer. But an interactive dashboard, that gives your audience a playground to ask their own questions. It's the difference between just being told something and getting to discover it for yourself. This brings us to the final step. And honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole process. You've done the analysis, you've built the dashboard. Now you have to tell a story with it. You have to build a persuasive narrative. I love this quote because it just nails it. Data by itself is just noise, right? Information is when it's organized. But that insight, that's the aha moment. That's the flash of understanding that actually makes people do something. That's what we're after. And guess what? Tableau actually has a tool built just for this, called Stories. The best way to think about it is like a super-powered PowerPoint. Each slide is actually a live, interactive chart, so you can walk your audience through your analysis step by step, building your case as you go. And that's the real transformation here. When you can do this, you're not just a data analyst anymore. You're not just crunching numbers. You become a storyteller, someone who can use data to make a point, to persuade people, and to actually make things happen. So we've gone all the way from raw, messy data to a compelling story. You've seen the path, you know the tools are there, so the only real question left is the one we started with. There's a story hidden in your data. What will you discover?